Hi. Okay, so let's talk about pop-ups. So you're right. We do have two kinds of pop-ups on the site. I don't really remember why. My guess is that Elementor didn't yet have pop-ups as one of the general things, and we also use Jet, which is the same as Croco Block. So I probably put that Jet pop-up in there when we first launched the site. And then later, Elementor came out with their own. However, you can use either one. They work really, really similarly, and both are fine. Doesn't matter at all. The one question I have, I actually looked at both, and I can see you have a total of 3. So 2 in Jet Popup and then 1 in Elementor Popups under templates. But all of them look like they are not quite finished. So I'm not sure on that if you were actually ready to go, or maybe, I don't know, maybe you have it somewhere else. I'm a little confused, but don't worry about it. Either way, I'm just going to show you how to make these live. So the way that these work is we set conditions and then settings for them. Okay. So the conditions is basically what page do you want to show them? So in order to do this, you would want to have the pop-up completely finished and made public. Okay. Just making it public, it won't show up in anywhere in the site. We have to set the conditions in order for it to show up. So once I have finished it, made it everything that I want, I'm going to go back to the screen that I got to through Jet Popups. I'm going to go to edit conditions here. And then I'm going to decide how I want it to show. So you just set on your website. Generally what that means is homepage. So when we show a pop-up and it's on every single page, it kind of drives people crazy. So we usually just show it on the homepage, which is the landing page for most people. Okay. So in this case, and so there's a bunch of different visibilities. I'd already set this one, so I'm actually going to delete it. It would look like this, right? So you can set as many of these as you want. I'm going to add the first one. So it defaults to being include on the entire site. And we don't want to do that. We want to say singular, and then it defaults to front page, which is what we want. So in this case, it would show just on the homepage, and that would be what we want. If you also want it to show on another page, you can make sure this says relationship says and then add a condition, and then you can set another one, right? I don't know what advanced is. Let's see. Don't worry about any of that. It doesn't really matter. You could like set a different one to set just for mobile is basically what it's telling you. You could do that. I wouldn't bother. I would just make the one that you're making responsive, or even not show it at all on mobile, because pop-ups can be a little bit rough on mobile, as I'm sure you've experienced. Okay. Anyway, so once we've set these conditions, we're going to save it. I'm not going to save it. Well, I am just for this one instance. Actually, I shouldn't have done that. I'm going to set it to a different page. So let's say that I didn't want it on the home page, because in this case, I want to kind of show you, but I don't. So in that case, I can just select page, and then I get to select which one I want. I'm going to put it on testimonials real quick, just so we can see it, because that's not a page that gets traveled on tons. Okay, so now I've set the condition. You can see it's going to show on page testimonials. However, we may also want to do things like say it only shows up once, all these sort of settings issues. Okay, so for that, you're going to do edit settings, and then you have a bunch of choices here too. Another thing you can do is make a pop-up that shows when you click on a button. So if you want that, I'll show you how to do that too, but this is how you would do that as well. Okay, so a couple different things here. Show once is a big one. I believe that the Elementor pop-ups, the one bonus to working with those, they're a little bit different how you set them up. It's under instances, and you edit it in Elementor. So let's go ahead and edit this one with Elementor as though we're doing that. It's the basic same stuff, but the one bonus is I think you have a little more leeway on those settings. So instead of saying like just show once, you could say like just show the first 4 times someone goes to that page or something like that. Okay. And in order to do those, once you get it all ready to go, you're going to click right here next to publish, and you're going to basically all of these, but conditions is the same thing as conditions as it was in Jet. So you're going to choose like, no, I just want it on a single page. I want the front page or whatever. Okay. Then you also have triggers. So you can say like on page load, or you can say like only when they scroll, or when they scroll and they get to a certain element. So all sorts of things like that, right? And then you can also set advanced rules. And so these are the ones like what I was talking about. So show after. So in this case, they wouldn't see it until they'd already seen it, that page 3 times. But I want it show up to X times. So like this, right? So I would want to see it maybe the first 3 times I clicked on it, and then after that, I do not want to keep seeing it. So you can kind of decide things a little more specifically in that case. You don't have to do any of this, but that is a kind of a bonus to using the Elementor ones. Okay. And then you would save them once you're good. And again, it needs to be published and the conditions need to show on the right page. Okay. I'm going to exit out of this because I don't actually want to show it on that page, but hopefully that'll make sense. Okay.